With Auger Hollingsworth, Brenda Hollingsworth, Richard Auger joining us this morning. You can give us your questions via phone call, 789-6559, extension 2803. You can always send us in your questions via our Facebook page or email us, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca. Of course, they specialize in personal injury. That has often been the conversation, the topic of conversation for us. And we're always talking about the victims themselves or what has happened. But a lot of the focus right now you want to kind of go into is the support system that surrounds these individuals, and that is crucial.
Yes. So mid-January is always kind of a difficult time in our office because we're starting to see people who were injured or who lost loved ones in accidents over the holidays. And I mean, it's tragic whenever it happens, but there's something extra tragic about bad things that happen over the Christmas holidays. So that's who we're meeting. And we're thinking a lot about what support these people have in place and how, as neighbors, family members, co-workers, you can reach out to help these people. Because there's always a lot of support for people who are sick, not the same support for people who are injured. And often people's injuries are invisible, so you may not know what they're going through. So we wanted to talk a little bit about what everyday people can do to help.
Okay, so is this a family members? Is this a neighbor? I mean, how do you step in and knowing that help is needed but don't want to be intrusive, especially as they're going through likely a very difficult time?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to keep it, keep an appropriate distance, and Rich is going to talk a little bit about that. But there are some basics like shoveling snow. In the old days, the pre-2010 days, that was a service that if you had a car accident, you actually had coverage for snow removal and housekeeping. That is no longer the case. So if you know that somebody's in their house with a broken leg and you think, oh, well, the insurance company's going to look after their driveway, that ain't happening. So simple things to help your neighbors. They need to get their cars out. They need to get to appointments. If you can help out with a snowblower, that's fantastic, because we hear people are trapped in their houses because they can't get out.
You're getting phone calls from clients saying, I'd love to be able to get to you, but I'm having a difficult time. So by approaching these people, what were you thinking to kind of go through some of those items?
Well, I mean, you mentioned the good question about being intrusive with, clients or with friends and family members that have been injured. And it is a balance, but one thing that we tell clients is if you have a friend that's been injured or a family member that's been injured, sort of watch their progress after the accident to see if there are changes and to see if you're noticing, mental or physical or emotional changes. And if you do notice those, offer to call the law firm and tell the lawyer about what you're noticing, because we're always trying to prove the difference in behavior after the accident. And one tendency you mentioned in feeling intrusive, but if you have a friend that's been injured, you want to offer that statement of what you've observed so that you can help the case, because we're trying to prove legitimate changes, as I say.
So you have a very an outgoing, energetic friend, and then you notice over the course of weeks and months the depression has set in. They're no longer going out, they're no longer wanting to be social. These are things that, while you can consider, okay, I'd like to be a friend, there are other things that you can do, especially when they might be in a court case or looking
witness
to do
statements
this.
are huge. If you and people are afraid to ask for them. Like, oh, I don't want to ask my friends that. But they're huge. If you call us, we will give you. You'll take a statement, and it'll be great.
This is some interesting information, things that I don't think many of us would have thought about. We want to be able to answer your questions, of course, ask the expert. So we're going to leave you the details on how you can connect with us via Facebook, via email. Give us a call live on the air. We'll be here for another couple of segments with both Richard and Brenda, 789-655.